1941, a state of war.
What General Vagon had called the Battle of France was over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills.
Hey guys and gals, this is Alden for the Mosin Crate. First things first, I can't discuss anything sales related here on YouTube because they will delete the video. That includes answering questions like how much are they, where can I buy them, how can I buy them, anything like that. But if you go into rumble.com and search for the Mosin Crate, same username I have here on YouTube without any spaces, you'll find this same video where I can and do answer questions like that and can be a lot more forthcoming with information. Likewise, you can also just Google my username, the Mosin Crate, and take it from there. So it's been quite a while since I've had any imported handguns. Lately, it's just been a lot of rifles, which it used to be the exact opposite of that problem. Thankfully, we're back to handguns. Starting off, we're going to start with the German pistols. We have a West German SIG P228. All these are going to be import marked on the trigger guard or somewhere else on the frame. These P228s, wow, that's an ugly one, isn't it? That's definitely a refinishing project on that one. All those are going to be in 9mm. And then we have a Walther PP. You can see this one used to be a police gun. It's got the little emblem of probably some German town crossed out. And then a SIG P230. And then we have two Walther P88s. This one is from 1990 by the date code. And then this one, I believe, is a 1991. Don't see the P88s very often, and usually when they're imported, they're in a lot nastier shape than this. Import marking on that Walther PP, by the way, is on the front strap. And then a post-war Walther P38. All three of those P228s are German made and assembled. Because I know later on some of them were German made and then assembled in the US, and they're not worth quite as much, but all three of those are made and assembled in Germany back in the 90s. And moving right along, we have a couple South Korean Daewoo DP51s. So these are going to be a 9mm. I absolutely love these handguns. 13-round magazine. They've got a really neat trigger feature, which I'm going to show you here in a moment. We have a Star, I think this is a 30 in 9mm. Then we have Steyr Gen 1 M9. You don't see those that often. They're kind of uncommon here in the US, and really the only ones you see are the imports because they just, like I said, they're not very common here. Have a really neat grip. It takes a little bit of little time to get used to that back-angled grip that's kind of more European than American. And then you've got those neat pyramid sights. And we have a couple FN Browning high power. So this is a T-series in the hard-to-find nickel finish. And then a very early internal extractor, so probably late 40s, early 50s thumbprint model FN high power. This one's in really nice shape for being that old. So again, you got your double action, you've got your single action. I'm just going to call it triple action, whether that's correct or not. But you're basically getting the trigger pull of a single action, but you're able to have the hammer down. And they did this because in South Korea, the police, it kind of, they like to go with their hammer cocked back, and it kind of made people uneasy. And I think with that design, they just wanted something where the hammer could be down so it didn't quite scare people, but they'd still have the benefit of the single action trigger pull. Moving right along, we have some Israeli Jerichos. So this is the subcompact model. I believe it's a 941 FB. I've seen thousands of Jerichos, maybe less than 15 total of the FB models imported. at least that have come through my hands over the years. So it's a very uncommon one to find. We have the standard 941F model. And then both of these next two are single action only. You can tell the difference because the trigger is pulled all the way back as opposed to the double action, single action up above there, where it's kind of a little more forward. Another single action only here. That can be removed. I'm not quite sure what that's for. Likewise, the buffer on the bottom of the magazine can be removed. This one is a Philippine National Police mark. So the Israelis sold the Philippine government quite a few Jerichos for their police force there. And sometimes they would end up going back to Israel, either for repairs or maybe the Philippines just welched on part of the deal. I'm not sure, but quite a few of them have come out of Israel that were Philippine National Police marked. Speaking of Israeli stuff, we have some Italian-made Tanfoglio CZ75 clones. All of these are 9mm. All of them are Mossad marked. I'm not going to get into the whole Mossad thing. I personally just think it's kind of like if we had a CIA marked Glock here, I think people would buy it because, hey, it's got CIA on it. It's kind of neat. It's American. Well, same deal there. Import marking on the bottom of the trigger guard. I absolutely love the Tanfoglios because, at least in my opinion, they're just a way better buy than a standard Czech CZ75. I know the Czech fanboys are going to friggin' murder me for saying that, but I feel like the fit and finish, especially the bluing, is just so much nicer on these than what you see in the later Czech guns. And this is a long slide version, single action only. You see it's been ported up there, ported barrel. Trigger on this, amazing. I had to go out and shoot this one, put a full magazine through it. The ports up front do help with the recoil. Going to get back on target really quick with that one. Very nice trigger. And we've got some more full size with that, what they used to call Wonder finish. I'll just say it's like a matte silver. And here's what I'm talking about with that bluing. You just don't see the Czech CZ75s. You see the safety functions as a decocker on this one as ambidextrous. The modern CZ75s, the early ones were blued, but the later ones, almost the majority of them anyways, had that kind of enamel, baked on enamel finish. And if you've seen it before probably, if you chip it, if you scratch it, it just looks ugly. It doesn't wear like bluing at all. It's kind of like that SIG P228, that really ugly one that I showed you earlier in the video. That's exactly what it looks like when they get wear and tear on them. I just prefer the bluing. I prefer the Tanfoglios. That's why you almost never see the Czech CZ75s on here, because I think these are better. And finally, what everyone's probably been waiting for, the Colts. So all the full-size Colts that you're seeing here are going to be in 45. And I also shot this one. That's one of the bittersweet parts of this job, is that you get things in that you want to keep but can't afford to keep, but you get to at least go out and enjoy them at the range for a little bit. Really like the grips on this one. It's kind of like a weird Bakelite thing going on. And then getting into the Colt Combat Commanders. So the Colt Combat Commanders, all of these are going to be in 9mm. Memory serves me correct. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, click that subscribe button. I'm definitely going to try to have a lot more videos coming up here in the future. I think it's going to be a good year for military surplus. And thank you so much for watching.